So what is the unified field unifying? This is what Einstein was seeking until the day he died. He was looking for the unifying insight that reconciles the four supposedly separate forces in the universe: electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces, and gravity. According to emerging unified field theory, the dynamic of the torus provides this reconciliation.
Electricity and magnetism used to be seen as separate forces, and we now know they're part of one dynamic called electromagnetism. Understanding this unification was what enabled Michael Faraday to invent the electric motor.
What if gravity and the strong and weak forces are not separate, but are also part of the toroidal dynamic? What new technologies can emerge from that understanding? Nassim Haramein has postulated that gravity and the strong and weak nuclear forces are dynamics of how energy moves in the toroidal flow. In this light, gravity is a function of a whole field of infinitesimal spinning toruses being drawn towards larger concentrations of toruses that make up larger masses, as the moon is pulled to the Earth and the Earth is drawn to the sun. Haramein suggests protons are really mini black holes whose spin creates attraction between them, despite the repulsion we would expect from their positive charge. This attraction is what is referred to as the strong force. From this perspective, what's referred to as the weak force is the result of the natural fluctuations of the nucleus, emanating waves into the field. Unifying the four forces reminds me of the fabled blind men holding on to different parts of the elephant and describing it as a rope, or a tree, or a snake. The elephant in this case is the toroidal energy dynamic of the unified field. Using the smallest measure, a single wave of light he calls the Planck spherical unit, and postulating that its form is toroidal, Haramein predicted that this dynamic is operating at every scale. By applying this hypothesis, he was able to determine the mass of all the elements and predicted the radius of protons and electrons, while also showing this understanding of the spin of the unified field as the source of mass, gravity, charge, and many physical constants. All of this with unprecedented accuracy.
Why does the proton matter? The proton is matter. Everything we see in our reality is what we call matter. If we understand the proton, then most likely that understanding will be correct at larger scale, and that's what we're finding. So it really tells us about our reality and how it got here and how it works.
Haramein developed a new scaling law showing the toroidal shape of systems throughout the universe. His work correlates with the notion of a grand, nested hierarchy. There is one pattern at all scales, from Planck spherical units, within protons, within atoms, to molecules, within cells, organisms, within planets, solar systems within galaxies, within a vast field of galactic clusters. When Italian astronomers were searching to see if there was a predictable pattern, to how galaxies cluster, they found what they call the egg carton universe. This pattern is identical to what we are discovering at all scales as the fabric of space-time.